So it's funny. America's supposed to be this land of opportunity and free ideas. But now, every day, it's seeming less and less like that. Especially during this election, I'm pretty frustrated about our options. Despite our claim that we are so free and open with thought, we only came up with two parties that don't even stand for anything anymore. The right is supposed to be about the Second Amendment, freedom, libertarianism, and avoiding authoritarian regimes. The left is supposed to be about civil rights, equality, and things like that. But now we have an external ruling class of rich lawyers and business owners that basically decide what happens. Look at our candidates. We've got Biden, who's a senile old man with dementia, who's a sexual predator. We've got a list of accusers, and then we have video evidence of him touching children. What other evidence do we really need to denounce Joe Biden in general? Then you've got Kamala Harris, who basically labeled an entire group of voters as unintelligent. And I saw the context, still disagree with it, don't care what group you're talking about. You can't sit here and insult an entire group of voters. Unfortunately, most people don't see this as a problem, though. I'm sure the outrage would have been much larger if she was labeling retired people this way. But no, most people don't understand that the teenage brain is not well understood. The brain science isn't there to say that young adults and teenagers are stupid. It's just not there. But what is this really about, DNC? It's so pathetic, considering we had Bernie, we had Yang, we had Warren, we had Tulsi. So many others were ready to go, and who did we choose? We chose Biden, who is just as bad as Trump. And yeah, Trump, the orange Cheeto sexual predator who would have been impeached if members of the Republican Party cooperated like they're supposed to. And Trump has been accused of sexual assault by many people. You can look it up. He was also connected to Jeffrey Epstein. In addition to that, the whole Brett Kavanaugh situation just rubbed me the wrong way. Don't even at me on this one. Christine Blasey Ford had nothing to gain from doing what she did. This woman is more than respected in her field and more than successful. And the media tore her apart. And yeah, it would be nice if we had more evidence, but it still rubs me the wrong way that Trump thought this was the person that should be on the Supreme Court. The whole thing of sexual predators in power has become really normalized, and that's the weirdest thing to me. It's like, who do you vote for at this point? It's a repeat of 2016. You're asking yourself who is the lesser of two evils and not which candidate you actually like. So anyway, recently I was scrolling through Twitter, kind of angry about this, and reading the headlines, etc. And I found this tweet about Articles of Unity, which is basically a proposal to have two center people on both sides come together and take over the position of being president. And I like this idea because it takes us away from extremism and it makes us come back to reality and what the country is actually about. Politics right now is a bunch of people who are basically external to working Americans who have intellectual differences, and they won't come to the table and realistically talk about what can be done about different issues. For example, we were supposed to get a second coronavirus stimulus package, and we still don't have it because these people are not willing to sit at the table with each other and actually be realistic. Both parties are guilty here. Anyway, being so fed up with this type of system, I sent this Articles of Unity project to a couple friends who all said that it was idealistic and that they wish that it could work. And it really pains me to see stuff like that, because this could work if people believe that it could work. This country is built on it working because people believe that it could work. If nobody believed it could work, then it wouldn't work. You can call it bullshit new thought manifestation, or you can look at it realistically and call it what it is. Unity. Many things in the past have been this way. I'm sure many people who originally heard about the US and that we get a new president at least every 8 years, think that that's idealistic. Yeah, well, the entire country's idealistic. Everything that we do is about idealism. That's the foundation of anything important we've ever done as humans. Throughout our history, we've been idealistic enough to think of new things while also being realistic enough to implement them. That's what this is all about. More recently, look at Bitcoin. How many people said Bitcoin was never gonna work? It sounds ridiculous. How can we have money that's not backed by the government? How can we have money that doesn't have anything really backing it? You can't even feel it or touch it. It's just numbers and code on a computer. I'm sure so many people said that they wish this could work back in 2008 when it all started. But look where we are. Bitcoin is worth about $11,000 right now, and it's only gonna go up. This democratic system only works because people believe in each other. They believe that it can work. A country of immigrants sounds idealistic, but here we are, a superpower, with the highest GDP in the world. Not that we're perfect or don't have issues, not that this land wasn't stolen from native people, but here we are. Every single day, the entire Constitution seems idealistic. There's a new attack on it every single day. The DNC, the RNC, everyone on Twitter wants to take that away from you. You have to be one or the other. You have to be with us or against us. And this two-party system forces you to see everything as just one side or the other, with nothing in between. Like this is some Lord of the Flies spin-off. Politics as a whole is just unnecessarily theatrical and disconnected from reality. When I vote, I don't want to have to choose between amendments of the Constitution. I want a leader who respects them all and is going to stand up for all of it. I want a candidate that is at least acceptable. This means that I don't want a sexual predator. All it means is that I want somebody who's not extremely problematic. Someone that's willing to come to the table and talk to other people. Because like I said, this country's supposed to be a melting pot of free thought and coming up with new solutions. And we can only do those things if we actually talk to each other. All we do is criticize the candidates that we have, and when something else comes along, we criticize that too, saying that we wish it would work. This is the reason why it will not work. And I'm gonna be realistic here, I doubt that it's gonna work right now. The campaign doesn't have enough visibility and it doesn't have enough money. In addition to that, there's way too many people who just wish it would work. Anyway, the implication of saying that you wish this could work is that it can't work. The issue with that is that it can work, but only if you believe in it. Just because this isn't gonna work right away doesn't mean that it won't ever work. And it also doesn't mean that this isn't the direction that we should be heading anyway.